So what did you present today, Katie?
Today I talked about substantial equivalence reports and substantial equivalence exemptions, which are two pathways to market for new tobacco products. I'm also really excited to have shared information about state extended producer responsibility schemes, which are a new sustainability requirement for packaging on all sorts of products, and it impacts tobacco products as well.
So let's start with the SE, so substantial equivalency, is that right?
That's right.
I thought that applied mostly to cigarettes that are out there. How does a vaping product, say, be able to go through the SE pathway?
It's a great question, and actually vaping products really can't go through the SE pathway because they don't have any viable predicate products. The key to an SE report is identifying a pre-existing tobacco product that was on the market as of that grandfathering date back in 2007. So if you don't have a valid predicate, then you can't file an SE report.
So if that's the case, then why are SEs a topic at this conference?
Yeah, so our practice serves all sorts of tobacco products. We represent a lot of folks in the RYO space, pipe tobacco, hookah tobacco, and all of those products are frequently addressed through SE reports. So it's a big part of our tobacco practice, and we want folks here to know about these other pathways for non-e-vapor products.
So for those of us who've been covering, the vaping industry for a decade now, we've always seen SE as kind of a loophole for, big tobacco, and it seems a bit unfair.
I could see that because essentially they have a lower safety standard than the appropriate for the protection of the public health standard that the PMTAs are subject to. However, the SE process is pretty rigorous. It takes a really long time. FDA still raises unexpected questions and changes the game sometimes. So we're facing a lot of the same challenges in the SE realm that folks are seeing in the PMTA realm.
So what was this packaging thing you're talking about? That was state level?
It's state level. There are 7 U.S. states that have adopted these EPR for packaging programs. They require anybody who makes a packaged product and puts it onto the market to essentially report and pay dues for that packaging based on what it's made out of. So states like Colorado and Oregon are already in the process of getting these reports from companies. We know that big tobacco companies are registered producers, so you can see companies like Reynolds and Philip Morris and Juul, they're registered producers because they're going to need to report on their packaging and pay dues to the state for that packaging.
So like a regular CPG company, Kellogg's, they have to report on what's on the Kellogg cereal box?
That's right. They're going to have to pay dues based on the box, the bag, the shipping box, and so it really encompasses a broad array of packaging of all materials and basically on any product with a few key exemptions.
When it comes to food law, is it as stringent, I guess? No, obviously, food quality has to be high, but is it picky like it seems to be when it comes to nicotine vaping products?
I'd say the main difference is that FDA has been regulating food and food additives for much longer, and they have some really established scientific practices and principles around food additive regulation, but FDA is revisiting some of that as well. RFK Jr. Has really drawn attention to even some of the long-standing ways that FDA reviews food additives, so they're facing some of these same uncertainties, believe it or not.
It seems to me, there's a war on nicotine, there's a war on sugar, there's a war on artificial sweeteners now. Yeah. I mean, what's going on? Is it just like a nanny state? Is that what we're seeing based on public health?
Yeah, the public interest is as high as it's ever been in these chemicals of concern, and there is a great chemophobia. Folks really want to eliminate artificial things, and it seems like food is now taking sort of center stage there. I love coming to this symposium because it is so full of industry insiders, and when I come here, I learn about what industry members are caring about, what is keeping them up at night, and each year we're sort of seeing the story play out. And there's something new each year that has happened that is challenging folks that we're going to have to contend with. And so this is a great place to sort of look into a crystal ball and try to figure out what might be coming ahead, because you've got everybody in the room who might help you make that prediction.